In this video, I'm going to play one of the recordings from a client that I've been working with from his setting team. And then at the end of the call, I'm going to give my feedback on what I would do to improve. So that way he has a better chance of show rate and connection rate and actually booking a lead and thus closing a deal. So stay tuned to the end while I give my feedback, and we'll give you a form that you can use to help correct your callers to get them to be having better conversations and higher results.
Hello, Kimberly.
Hello?
Hello, is this Kim?
Yes, this is Kim.
Hi, Kim. This is Jonathan here with Ecocentric. How are you doing today?
I'm sorry, I can barely hear you.
How about now? Is this better?
Yes.
Yes. My name is Jonathan. I'm with a company called Ecocentric. How are you doing today?
I still didn't get your company. I got John.
My name is Jonathan. I'm with a company called Ecocentric. Is this better?
Ecocentric. Okay.
Yes. So I'll be super quick. We had some guys in the area yesterday, so I wanted to let you know what was going on. Did you get the notice from a utility company regarding the red zone they're going to be putting into effect?
Okay. I don't know anything about a red zone. I'm sorry.
I got you. No. Well, have you at least noticed the rate increase from your utility in the past few months?
My husband takes care of that.
I got you. Well, I'm glad I caught you then. So what's going on is the area of the grid is way over electrified, and they're having a hard time getting enough electricity to the homes to power all the homes. So this opened up some new incentives and rebates for renewable energy incentives that they didn't previously have available. Now, Kim, in the past, if you wanted to use renewables in your home, you had to write a big check and buy everything yourself. But now, because of this new program, you can actually get solar installed on the roof for no cost out of pocket.
Sorry, I feel like that I received something in the mail or that Madison County was doing something like that, but
Now, do you have
actually, when my
Southwestern or
friend
do you have
checked in,
Ameren?
they checked into it and it wasn't actually no cost. You had to pay for it up front and then you were reimbursed.
No. So how solar works, and this is you're talking to somebody who has it from Ecocentric. So how it works is if you qualify, because not everybody qualifies, so you have to have a 650 or higher credit score, and it's a zero cost out of pocket solar program, and there's nothing out of pocket. At least with us, with our program, there's not. And how it works is we're incentivized here in Illinois to get what's called SREC money or Illinois Shines program, and then the 30% federal tax credit. So there is nothing out of pocket. It's just a program that to help people switch to solar because of the rising costs of electricity.
Okay, can you send me something in the mail? I'm driving right now.
I can't really send you anything in the mail. What we could do is we could set up an appointment with one of our energy experts if that's something that tickle your fancy.
I would like to discuss it with my husband first. Like I said, we're having a new roof installed. We're having a bunch of stuff done. So I'm not sure that, we don't know how long we're planning on staying at our location. So that would be something,
Okay.
like I said, if you want to send something to me that we can sit down and review together before we, make an appointment. We both work every day of the week, so it's not an easy thing to make an appointment.
Right. Okay. Well, you have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so a lot to unpack on this one. The first thing I'll start off was the positive. The positive is he speaks clearly and you can understand him. But outside of that, there is no wonder why there was nothing that came from this. And what you'll notice when you listen to the call is she wasn't being brush off. Like she wasn't trying to rush him off the phone. So he could have done something with this cold call, whether it be an appointment or email to send him some information, something like that, right? Let's go into the 2 or 3 main things that I see that I would fix if I was working with this guy directly. So number 1, right, is he needs to slow down. You can hear when he's on the phone and he's saying, hi, this is, XYZ from XYZ company. He's talking really, really fast. And the person is like, it's like, imagine just getting punched in the face, right? And they didn't see it coming. Like they don't even know like where it came from. So anything you say, you have to kind of chill out and slow down. Now, if you speak fast, like I do, It sounds very socially awkward to literally be like, "Hi, this is Martin calling from Joe's Roofing Company. Is Mary available?" That's way different than, "Hi, this is Martin from Joe's Roofing Company. Is Mary there by chance?" You hear the difference, you hear the speed, right? In the first one, it's unnaturally slow for me. That's not what I'm used to. But at the end of the day, like, it feels awkward, but at least the person's going to understand what you're saying, and they're not going to have to ask you to repeat yourself, right? So that's number one. The number two thing that I would say is, instead of engaging this person in an actual conversation, because what you're going to find is that if you make enough calls, you'll be able to have a conversation with the person. Now, realize they're trying to get you off the phone because they don't know who you are. But when there's that back and forth, it would make sense to kind of further the conversation along and ask some specific questions, as opposed to just going for hammer your pitch, hammer your pitch, hammer your pitch, hammer your pitch, right? For example, in this specific one, she said something like, "Yeah, we've looked into this before, and my husband said it wasn't free and you had to come out of pocket and blah, 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 blah." Now, where I would have went with that call, I was like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They had some older programs in the past where you were required to do something out of pocket. The only reason why we're calling now is because what we do is a little bit different, right? Where we don't require any upfront cost as long as you guys qualify." By the way, what are you guys paying on electric, right? Something to kind of move the conversation a little bit forward, as opposed to the person's talking and then you're just trying to give them all the information, which they're not listening to. Like, they don't even hear what you're saying. So it doesn't make sense to try to talk, right? And fill in that information when they're not really listening to you. They're confused. Who is this guy? What is he selling? And I don't want to talk to him. That's what they're thinking, right? So in this case, if he slowed the pace down, if he took the bait, which he did get a bunch of bait on this, right? They've looked into it before, right? She didn't just hang up the phone with him. She could have engaged in another question and further that conversation along. And the last thing that I will say that he could have done something with is, he exerted time, energy, and effort for a person that he found has the correct phone number and engage in the conversation, right? That is a lead. Okay. It might not be a hot lead. I'm ready to go. I was waiting for your call, but it is a lead. So instead of basically saying, "Oh, I don't have anything to send you, there's nothing I can do," he's like, "Okay, cool. Yep. See you later. Good luck." Like, that to me is a waste, right? That is a wasted opportunity. If you look at statistics, you aren't going to close people or set people up on an appointment right off the gate. Like, you can, but the skill set required is way higher than if you're just having a conversation, especially a conversation like that, and you're not figuring out a way to continue to can keep in contact with them. For example, what I would have done in that case, if I wasn't able to further that conversation a little bit further, is I would have said something like, "Yeah, absolutely, no problem. Like, do you have a good email that I can send you something to? Because I'll just send you a bunch of information, or even a short video on what we do. That way you can look at it and see if this is something that you want to pursue." And I'm getting now their email information, and I have their phone and contact information. I'm putting that in a separate part in my CRM, and I'm sending out that video. If you send them a Loom video, for example, that explains some basics on your program or basics on what you're doing, number one, you've sent them the video. Number two, Loom will notify you when that video is watched. So you could even see how many times, when it was watched, and go from there. But now you have basically a lead that you've generated in a funnel that you can then consistently go back to. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. Trying to get deals and closes instantaneously on appointment setting calls and cold data, it's possible, but it is so much dependent on the skill set of the person doing it. If you look at some of my other videos, like I have in a video where I'm talking to a guy that is doing just that, but he is a high quality closer and appointment setter, which the likelihood that someone like that is going to work for your company is extremely small, because people like that are working for themselves, or they're already established. So the purpose of this is, how do you take anybody that can talk, right, and get them to a point where they are interested and you can do something with that lead? All right. So in the below, I'm going to put in a form that you guys can get, where that way you guys can review call forms and give critiques to your team to hopefully improve them. So look out for the link below. And if you want to take a look at that call I did with the more experienced setter, I'll put a link in the video so you can check that out.